If you're not digging out tones like this, you're not going to get much gold, right? Jumpy tones, right? I found a bracelet just a few minutes ago with a little charm, with a heart charm on it. My pinpointer's not working very good in the soil today because it's so hot. So, right there. Gotta go for these yippies, man. Bit of foil right there. Gotta go for those yippies, man. You know, I still continue using the Equinox, even though it has a lot of issues with the tones. You know, a lot of guys like those tones, and a lot of guys don't. But I'm gonna still continue using this machine because it's a good machine. A lot of people don't just don't get it, right? They're a huge fan of one machine, and they just trash, you know, other people who trash their machine, right? I want to know the faults in all the detectors, right? That's actually more important to me than all the good stuff everybody has to say about the detectors, right? You see these freaking YouTubers, you know, all they dig out is silver and gold and freaking old relics and buttons and all that stuff. They don't show you the faults. So most of them don't show you the faults on their detectors, right? And that's the stuff that we should know, right? The reason why they do that is either they're sponsored or they're a big fanboy. They're loyal to one brand or one detector. I am not loyal to one brand because not one detector is going to do better everywhere that other detectors fail at, right? Or have struggles at, right? The Equinox has struggles, the Deus has struggles, the Simplex, the Amphibio, the Fishers. Every machine has its places where it's not going to perform well. And some days it's going to perform very well on that site, you know. I can go over a spot 1,000 times with the detector and not find too much, you know. Every hunt you get less stuff, and then all of a sudden one day, boom, all of a sudden just all this stuff just comes out of the ground, right? That's the way it is, right? With a lot of machines, with pretty much every machine that I've ever used has its moments, has its spots where it's just not going to perform. So that's why I have my other detectors, so I can use my other detectors and see if they're going to perform a little bit better. And then maybe next time, if those conditions are about the same, I'll take that detector instead of the detector that had some struggles, right? And that's why I have many machines, and I want to know which modes and which frequencies and which settings do what on those machines. And a lot of times I'm like trying to think outside the box, right, with these detectors. You know, when I got this Equinox, I bought this Equinox with this small coil in mind, right? But with the Equinox, there's no package that you can buy with the Equinox that has just the 6-inch coil on it, right? To buy this machine, you have to get that shitty stock shaft, and you have to get that big coil, right? I'm not a big fan of big coils because I like swinging fast and getting to those freaking hot spots, and then maybe putting a bigger coil or a smaller coil on, right? But that heavy coil on every detector, you know, like the lightweight detectors like the Equinox and the Deus, those big coils are heavy, right? And I don't want to have a harness on and swing super slow out in the middle of a field and then go find a hot spot. What I want to do is I want to freaking swing fast and get out to that hot spot, right? And right here's a hot spot. I found a few coins, some other deeper relics. I found a bracelet right there with a heart pendant on it. And I was struggling right over there around the tot lot and even inside the tot lot, right? I was changing frequencies, changing modes. I was going into Goldfield 1, 2, Park 1, and Field 2, and just changing it up, trying to see which one was going to work best, and it just wasn't performing in the tot lots. Last night, I was in a different tot lot, and this Equinox right here in Goldfield 40 kilohertz was freaking spanking out the jewelry like mad, right? In a tot lot that I beat up with my Deus for like 2 hours just before I used my Equinox, right? So each machine has its purpose for me, and I'm not going to trash somebody because they're trashing their I'm not going to give them thumbs down because they're trashing on a metal detector, you know. And what's funny is my #1 video, right, that I had up for a long time, I had the most likes, the most dislikes, the most comments, and the most views, right? I had over 10,000 views on that video. And what's funny is everybody wants to see the fails on machines, right? They don't want to see just people. They do want to see guys getting big silvers and, you know, deep stuff and awesome relics and old stuff, but I want to know the faults in detectors, right? Because when they have these marketing gimmicks and these guys who are sponsored on YouTube or different formats, they're only going to tell you the good things and the good things that they find, or all the good qualities of the machines. And every machine has good qualities and bad qualities. And I believe that all machines have a purpose, right? If I had 100 machines, I couldn't pick one over all of those other 199 machines, right? It's just impossible, because I can't just dig in one place, right? If you dig it at one site, you know, it gets boring, right? I dug at the state fairgrounds for like a year, and almost, you know, ritually, you know, but I was getting a lot of stuff out of the ground. I eventually wasn't getting much out of the ground, you know, after 6 months or so. But if you're just digging in one spot, you know, you learn that site with that detector and you can do really good. But you never know what you're missing unless you use a different detector at that site. It could open up a whole freaking world of targets, right? Another detector, right? So I'm not biased towards one detector, man. I want to figure out which one of my detectors is going to work good for that day on that site. And the more experience you get, you will know which coil to choose. You will know which detector to choose. You will know what frequency, what mode to put it in before you even turn your detector on and start swinging. You know what to do, right? And that comes with experience. And the guys who trash these people who are talking bad about the machines, those are the guys who are biased towards their one machine, right? They can't understand the concept of not one detector is the best detector, right? Just a little rant for the day. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe.